Hello and welcome to Let's Play on Crusader Kings 2. As always, is your host Dencius, getting the name of the game wrong. So, let us continue. Yeah, I'll do that. Increased factory throughput means more stuff gets made. So, China. Oh, Tibet. It's a satellite of China, though. But in the sphere of the United Kingdom. Go for it. Opium problem. I wonder if I could have, arranged, instead of... That might have been interesting. Although it would have... Actually, I was just thinking, maybe I shouldn't have sphered Korea, because it was an uncivilized nation or a primitive nation at the time. I might have been able to conquer it and just take the whole of Korea directly, rather than making it a sphere. I mean, yes, I'd have had to deal with uprisings, but I don't... The reason I don't do that is because usually I have that, which Russia has a core on, and by taking that, and Russia usually inevitably takes this bit, I would have this tiny little border. Yeah, my console was on again. I was watching something before I started recording, and I just paused it. And this tiny little border that, because I got it directly landed with the Russians, I have to pour lots of soldiers into Korea to defend it every time they try to take that. So in order to get my hands on the resources without having the land border, I usually sphere Korea. Not so this time. I could make another army. Might do that in a minute. Boxer Atrocities. The Righteous Society of Harmonious Fists, known colloquially as Boxers, a Chinese movement dedicated to restoring what they perceive to be the loss of Chinese independence in the face of European expansion in Asia, has carried out massacres on European missionaries and traders in China. Along with Europeans unfortunate enough to come in their path, several Chinese Christian converts have also been brutally slaughtered. The Chinese government appears unconcerned with these atrocities, and some claim that the imperial Qing government is even lending its tacit support to the movement. This is an outrage. Oh, great. 5 prestige loss. Strictly, it wasn't just Europeans, it was any foreigners, including the Japanese, having presence. They weren't a power like I am, but they weren't like this sort of power, but they suffered just as much. Well, not as much, but they suffered still. We've again put down the Boxer Rebellion. Interesting. Why don't you dislike me as much? Go to diplomacy. We're only form alliance. They will not accept because negative relations. But if I was to increase relations, valid, what? Valid casus belli. Well, I'm sorry. Form alliance. They will accept. Let's be allies. I forgive you now. I forgive you for your, What? News reaches us from Oman. They have decided to allow foreigners to be tried according to the laws of their native countries. Doubtless caused by pressure from within the circles of the great powers. This is good news, nevertheless. That makes up for my loss of, prestige. Only benefit is that the Boxer Rebellion affects every great power. So, and I think perhaps some of the secondary powers as well. Religious temperance. For it is not in the nature of a man of real, unadulterated faith to spend his life idly wasting away under the shackles and repressing unquestioning vice. We must strive for the betterment of ourselves and of our communities by expelling from them once and for all the pernicious influence of the spirit in the bottle, and raise our eyes instead to the spirit in the sky. Alright, the temperance movement has been gaining traction in Japanese religious circles, and a tent meeting held in one of our state is a prime expression of that sentiment. There we go. I'll go with that. Yay, more factory throughput. Interchangeable parts. These are all good little things to have. Basically every technology is a good thing to have. There is a seriously good military technology that I think... There it is. It's in military directionism. Gas attack. Horrible weapon, in reality. it gives you some benefits. But the big thing is, if you're fighting a nation that doesn't have it, they get decimated. This is a major Great War weapon when Great Wars happen. And you really want gas defense, which you can only really get if you're at war with someone that has gas attack. So you've got to get screwed over by gas attack for a while before you can get gas defense. And even then, there's no guarantee you will get it. Of course, in my case, in the event of Great Wars, I'll probably be involved in a war that's being fought on the other side of the world. And fight almost an entirely defensive war. And let's see if I cannot discredit you again then, it seems. Okay. Make sure my Xbox doesn't turn off, as I'm going to carry on watching Dexter in a minute. It's all the same part since episode 11, I think, to now. Oh, so many people died. I'm just staring here, looking at the technology going up. So, plans. Obviously, I'd love to go to war with the Dutch again, and the British are no longer protecting the Dutch, but they are allied with the Russians. The Spaniards are allied with the Brits. And are the British Communists. Okay, so the British Army has finally struck back in India against the upstarts over there. And if they hadn't crushed it, it could have been a long-term problem. Scandinavia is still a major power. It's the Russians and the Chinese. Red John? What? They call him Red John. They say he came on a boat loaded with bricks and mortar, a soul loaded with whiskey and gunpowder. In the past few months, this cosmopolitan agitator has been stirring up trouble in one of our provinces, soapboxing for higher wages, holding meetings in factories and talking about the need for workers to unionize. This man is clearly trouble, and local police have just received news that he's holding a meeting in a local tavern tonight. I'll upset a load of people, or I could leave him be. Yeah, I'll leave him be. I'm in favour of the reforms. I want to get it makes a more interesting game if I can get it to occur. Unfortunately, I always have difficulty. You need like a random event to occur that really kicks. Like, where were we? We were like 29% before in favour of it. Now we're at 35%. I mean, it's slowly creeping up. See, 20% of Conservatives are in favour of it, as opposed to the 10% from before. But we're now losing militancy. I mean, I could no, I couldn't. What am I talking about? It's like, in my own games, if I want to trigger this and I can't get it to occur naturally, I would just stick in a cheat that would give me a bunch of liberal, and I could just stick that one in, and then it steamrolls from there. Unfortunately, that's just not the way this works in reality in the game, because I don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes I'm just playing along and then I'll get one random event and then another and then another, and suddenly it just the random number generator comes down in my favour and I can just naturally convert into a democracy. But sometimes you just can't in this game, which is really quite sad. I do enjoy the democratic side of things, especially as it can totally change your agenda if you go from an... It's like go to budget here. Like, see, when I was in reactionary before, I could have set the slider anywhere. Now I can't, because I can't put it at -25. Just curious. Wow, that just seriously screws up my economy. I drop it to 50. Drop you to 75, I suppose. How far can I get you down before I break my bank? You're at 85. And if I knock you off to 10... Well, you're at 65, 75, 65, 55. As horrible as it sounds, I'm going to have to stick with that for a bit. I don't have to stick with that for a bit, I'm just choosing to stick with that for a bit. Militancy is on the rise again. Good. United Kingdom has decided to back Finland. And don't back down this time. Stomp those Russians, because then I can try and take this back. Although I'm allied with the Chinese again. Because, you know, that worked out well the first time. Really, really good. I really enjoyed them handing over land. And another state is added to the nation. Huzzah! 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 I'm really mad at Japan's pretty big if that's considered part wherever that was. Here? Yeah, no. Yeah. If that's considered part of Japan, Easter Island's part of Japan, and Japan's part of Japan, that's quite a big country. Tiny sliver of... Oh, was that Manchu? I thought it was Japanese. Oh well. Excellent. More fish. Come on. Crises. People siding. Decisions are being made. If Italy sides with the Russians, I'm going to side with the United Kingdom. That's literally what I'm going to do. If Italy sides with Russia, I side with Britain. Damn it. I'm going to have to stick a thing over that. Yeah, Steam just popped up, and I'm going to block it off, so no one gets to see. Mahaha, mahaha, mahaha. God damn it. I haven't set the timer for this episode. Okay, I'm going to pause this recording, see where I am, and I'll be back in a minute. See you in a minute. Or if it's the end of the episode, ciao for now. And I'm back, not the end of the episode. Anyway, so, let's continue. I don't like having to do what I just do there, which is pause occasionally just to make sure I'm not totally screwed things up. Interesting. Pardon me. Nothing's being built in my empire and people are unemployed. I dislike this turn of events. Chuba, Chuyoko, Shoku. Why isn't things being built? There's a lot of trains that need being built instead. Perhaps I'll just go around and quickly do that. See if there's people that want to expand that. Expand. Expanding. You're all expanding. How dare you expand without my permission? Although you probably do have my permission just from a time I don't recall. The reason, like, you see here, Polynesian, Japanese, you need a certain percentage, and I can't remember what it is. Does it say it here? That's not true. I don't know why it says that sometimes. But here's more. You need a certain percentage to be Japanese before you can colonize properly. There we go. I'll build that fort as well. I don't know why. Why not? Certain facts do aggravate me in this game. I lost and I was screwed over royally by the Chinese taking control because they had bigger military but less intelligence and less technology. What am I trying to remember? Oh yeah. Production, factories. So how many of those do they disappear? Formosa, Borneo, Fiji, Tonga. So you. Okay, you. There you go. I'm not going to remember where Fiji is. All these islands. You're not Fiji, you're in the Hawaiian section, aren't you? No, you're not. You're the Line Islands. The amount of time I spend in this particular part of the world in this particular game, you'd think I'd have a better grasp of, you know what? Why am I trying to do it like that way? I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm still stupid. There we go. Just make one disappear. I could just fund it this way. Why? Why was I like, no, I want to do it all this way. I want to watch them disappear. Mahaha. Ooh, membership of the International Olympic Committee. The combination of renewed interest in ancient Greek civilization and the idea of sport as an important part of social development has led a French aristocrat, Baron Pierre de Coubertin, to propose reviving the Olympic Games. Ooh. As a way to promote international peace through friendly athletic competition between nations. Should our nation join his International Olympic Committee to organise the first games? An excellent idea. We accept. Lose a bunch of money, gain prestige. I'd forgotten about this event. It's a wonderful series of events that can occur. The first of the poll. We should outfit an expedition. Yes. I'm trying to get prestige by doing that. Why are you still present? Do you need stuff? You buy. Oh, you got the gold. There's just not the lumber around. That's why they're not doing it. Japanese. Certain percentages of them have to be bureaucrats before I can incorporate them into the empire, which is part of why I was reducing population. Because yes, it affects me, but it also affects them. And then the influx of Japanese stays at the same level, but there's 5% less of the locals, if you follow me. And so the influx goes, the percentage changes. That's basically all it was. Fight the disease with every available means. Oh, I'm losing money. Why am I losing so much money? My population is going down because of disease. That's why. An arts and letters club in a foreign country supports the cause of Micronesian independence and is exchanging contacts with the people of Ponape. We could take steps and measures to isolate Ponape from harmful outside influences by, for example, having the secret police browse through incoming mail. Ignore the issue. I'm fine with them gaining consciousness. Let's see, come on, there we go. Recovery of this. Dynam's offering an alliance. Okay. You're my servant, aren't you? Servant sphere. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching. My name has been Densius. Ciao for now.